I'm coming to you from the Salt Lake City area. I just flew in, and little Richard, he's only 3 years old, and he's a cute kangaroo, and he was born with a little bit of a handicap. He flew in for me, and he was the pilot, and he's blind. Now, his little brother, Jeffrey, he was a co-pilot. Now, Jeffrey, he's only 1 year old, so he's kind of like the baby kangaroo. Okay, he's deaf. So, and then Margaret, the radar and radio operator, she's dumb. So I had blind, deaf, and dumb flying me in, but damn, they came right in, and that old Salt Lake Airport just opened its arms up and let me in. Today is going to be a fun day. I have two friends from Tennessee that are flying in, and going to be able to enjoy ourselves and go out to dinner, whatever. I tell you, I should never get out of this chair. When I go out that front door, things happen. Well, I went over to the big box store because I had to get some insulin for the old pump. And I was 20 minutes early, so I'm sitting there on the old man's bench. You never see young people sitting on that bench. It's always decrepit old guys. Anyway, they had these boxes full of 88 cents stuff. Now, 88 cent stuff is cheap. I like 88 cents. So I'm thumbing through, because I don't have anything to do, so I'm going through the box, and I got a little Advil in there. I can use that Advil for 88 cents. And I got a little bit of chapstick, and I had 4 or 5 items. $4 or $5, that's a good deal. So I see this great big bottle of cream. And in Australia, we get a little bit suntan and dry skin. I thought, hey, 88 cents cream, that's a good deal. So, okay. So, and I didn't have my glasses, but I could recognize regular
front door
labels. So anyway, pretty soon the lady came up to the desk, and I bought my insulin, and then she said, "Do you want to buy the rest of this?" And I said, "Well, yeah." I said, I took the cap off of that cream, and it smells really, really good. And I said, I didn't want to cheat you, but I put a little bit on, and it's soft. It's soft, and it's nice, and it smells real good. I said, I can't see it. I don't have my damn glasses. I said, what is it? She says, oh, that's wash for vaginas. Now, the BARD don't like to be embarrassed by stupidity, especially my own. So, I go, yeah, I want that. She looked at me with that look like, what are you going to wash with it? And I looked back at her and said, somebody's vagina. What can I do? Well, pretty soon, hair just started growing out of my arm and my face. I started to look like the wolf man. She said, you put that on, didn't you? And I said, yes, ma'am. She said, you're going to need to shave it. She says, do you really want this? And I said, well, after seeing the hair on here, in here, and having a dearth, D-E-R-T-H, look it up, of vaginas, I think I'm going to pass on it. So I put it aside. So here's the BARD, looking like the wolf man, going out of the big BARD, the big box store, and I'm going to take my glasses next time because I didn't know, we don't have special stuff for penises, but I guess if I had a vagina, for 88 cents I would have kept it. Now, I go from the big box store over to Desert Industries, the Mormon goodwill of the world. And it's crowded over there. There's a lot of poor Mormons buying stuff over there. And I like walking through and just seeing shit. And there's a place, when you buy something electrical over at DI, there's a counter that you can plug it in at and see if the radio works or the TV. Most of the time it doesn't, and people save money by not buying total crap. You can't get a phone over there because you can't test it, so I'm not buying any more phones at DI. Anyway, this old boy, he's older than I was. He's like 85, I don't know, 86. He could hardly see, he could hardly walk, and I didn't think he could hear shit. Then he buys this great big fan. Now, summer's coming in Utah, and I guess he wanted to have a nice fan. So I'm standing fairly close to him, and he plugs the fan in. I now believe in the resurrection. The fan had a totally burned out bearing. So when it started to turn, you go, ah! It's just screaming. And the blades are hitting the sides of the screen. I'm going, God dang. I start to run away, and all I see is this old boy. He's running like I never saw a 17-year-old run. And then the damn fan, it vibrates off the table, and he thinks the fan is chasing him. Now, I don't know if he was mentally ill, but he probably was after he goes out and tells the manager, the fan tried to kill me. Well, what did it do? It screamed at me, jumped off the counter, and started chasing me. So anyway, be careful of old people at DI. Be careful of buying anything that turns, spins. You buy anything like a record player, and you know it's going to launch a record. Like, remember that guy in Goldfinger? He had the hat, and he'd flip it, cut people's heads off. Anything that turns, a blender, it's going to blend your arm as you're plugging it in. Be careful. DI has no return policy, and if you lose your arm, it's gone. And when you go to look at the blenders, you see a lot of arms in the blender. Well, that one doesn't work because they put it back. Anyway, Paleo, Paleo. Oh God, hear the words of my mouth 3 times, the true order of prayer, and health and enable. Mirror the bone, strength and loving things, power and increases be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. The name of the second token of the Melchizedek priesthood, the patriarchal grip, or the sure sign of the nail. Don't cut my head off. Don't cut my heart out. Don't cut my gut open. And I told you before, now they can put your head back on. So even the Mormons have no power in cutting people's heads off like ISIS. So anyway, this BARD is gone.